Yes, good morning. Savva here from Football Heritage TV. Happy Monday to you. Well done for getting through the weekend. It feels very strange, doesn't it? It feels as though the last few weeks there's been a little bit of a turn in some of the Spurs fans' opinions, in some of the Spurs fans' belief. And I do feel it's all a bit unnecessary, if I'm completely honest with you. I don't feel that anything has really changed apart from people's perceptions. I think that, when we were 10 games unbeaten, I think a lot of people were still really over-egging how good we actually were. And because of that, it's made people think we're a lot better than we are. Now, Spurs are flattering to deceive, but would you expect anything different in season one? Let's be brutally honest. You've hired a manager in who's never worked in the Premier League before. You've hired a manager in who has a history of turning clubs into good footballing teams, but in different leagues. And you've hired a manager in that's picking up a mess. Are we surprised at what's going on at Tottenham Hotspur? I think it's been okay. I think it's been what it is. I think it's good-ish. It's good. I don't know what the massive problem is. I'm interested to know from you guys and girls, is it expectation versus reality is now kicking in? Is it now that people are starting to realise why some people didn't go mad? Is it people are starting to realise that it's quality that wins you leagues? It's not hope. It's not belief. It's not if we all just have positivity, then we win a league. It's not that. You win leagues because you've got quality. And we are now seeing that we are that next level below the better teams in this league. There's nothing wrong with that. I think Postecoglou picked up, would it be fair to say Postecoglou picked up a bit of a mess? He picked up a club that didn't really have any direction at all. It was, the players didn't look happy. The football was awful. The scouting wasn't very good. He's come in and, it's going to take time. Surely time, patience and quality. They're the three things for me. Time, patience and quality is what's needed at this football club. But I think the time and patience section of it, people just completely missed that. And what they wanted to do, and I don't mind, I will say this, what I wanted to do was say the people that all came in had a go at people like me, had a go at people like Stel when we were saying, slow down, we're not as good as you think. Everyone had a go, enjoy the ride, blah, blah, blah. I think now we're seeing we are where we are. We are what we are. We are a team that will probably fluctuate between 4th and 6th for as long as we don't buy quality players. We are a fan base that are very happy when we sign Timo Werners and Brennan Johnsons, when we sign Solomons. We're a fan base that tell the world that Adogi is the best left back in the country. Porro's the best right back in the country. Romero and Van der Ven are the best centre-back partnership. In reality, these things aren't true. In reality, these things are passion over reality. But fans don't want to hear that. They want to hear that. They want to hear that we've got the best right back and left back in the country, the best centre backs. Our midfield three is the best in the country. Sonny is world class, even though he turns up every couple of games. This is what we told ourselves, and this is what people have got into their head. Every game before a game kicks off, people coming in going 4-0 today, 3-0 today, 4-1 today, 5-1 today. People have put into their heads that we are this completed team. For me, we're right at the beginning of, if we want to say, I don't know if I want to say journey or project, but what we are at the moment is we are a team that's got a lot to do. We are a football club that has a lot to do. We are a football club that has some good footballers. Don't get me wrong. We have some good footballers. We also have a lot of overhyped footballers, right? We also have a lot of, I don't think we've got leaders in the team. I don't think we have leadership throughout this team. I don't think we've got the quality throughout to do better than we're doing right now, which is why I don't think it's a bad season, because for me, the quality of players that we've got, I think we are where we should be. Yes, everyone can get really upset that we didn't beat Wolves and we didn't beat Everton, but I don't understand. People every week say, our next 4 games, that's 12 points. And I'm looking at it going, where are you getting this from? And I get it. I get it's belief and it's back the players. And look, I'm 41 years of age. That kind of playground mentality doesn't work as you grow into being an adult. That, oh, if we just all pray and believe, then Spurs are going to win a title. Spurs are going to batter every team. That's not how it works. This team, for me, isn't anywhere near as good as the team we had under Poch. Right? This team is nowhere near as good as the team we had under Poch. I don't know why people are expecting it to go on and win things. This team, for me, even the first 11 needs 5 or 6, 5 or 6 top quality players to come into that first 11 to compete with City and Liverpool and even Arsenal now. The squad, for me, needs 10 to 12 new additions over the next few years. Listen to what I'm saying, by the way, because people will go, oh, it can't do it in one window. I didn't say in one window. Over the next few years, I think this squad needs 10 to 12 to 13 to 14 new additions. There are so many that aren't good enough to be at this football club. If we look at the backup goalkeepers, Forster, Whiteman, Austin. There's 3 straight away. I'll count them. Forster, Whiteman, Austin. Ryan Sessegnon is not good enough to be at this club. Right? Ben Davis is not good enough. There's 5. Emerson Royale, Tanganga, Roden, Giovanni Lo Celso, Tungai Ndombele, Oliver Skip, Pierre Højbjerg. So what are we up to? We're up to 12. Timo Werner is 13. Brennan Johnson is 14. I've just named you 14 footballers. Richarlison is 15. I've just named you 15 players, right? So time, patience, and quality. Listen, I get it. Everyone wants to. We've been patient for a very long time. I get it. And like you, like many people, I don't like the owners because of this. Time, patience, and quality. For me, listen, obviously I said that, so I truly believe in it. But I look at everything surrounding. I will get to the comments, so I just wanted to go on a bit of a rant this morning. I look at all the hype that's surrounded by the manager, by the club, by the signings, and I just think everybody needs a little bit of calm down. Everyone needs. Now, what I think is a reality of calming down, other people will say, oh, negative. I don't think it's negative. I think we're a good football team. Good. We're a good football team. Other people took us from good to we're the best. After, I don't know why, after about 10 games, I don't know what happened. I don't know what made people think we were this great team. I thought, at the beginning of the season, we played some good stuff in patches. I think we've continued to play good football in patches. 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there. But this notion that Spurs are this really attacking team now that play lovely free-flowing football, I don't think we do. I genuinely don't think we do. And I didn't think we would either, by the way. I didn't think we would. It's year 1. Even when Pep came into Man City, that first year, it takes time. It takes time to get it into the players. And the difference is Man City acknowledged these players, or Pep acknowledged these players can't play my system. I'm going to buy better players to play my system. What Spurs, not all fans, but what a lot of fans do is go, oh, he'll grow. I hate to break it to you, the Richarlisons, the Brennan Johnsons, they will never be able to play this system. They are not good enough footballers. Oh, they're young. They'll stop. You're either a quality footballer or you're not. Yeah? You don't suddenly, when you get to 23, 24, suddenly become this technically sound footballer that you're not when you're 20, 21. You don't. You can get better attributes, but that is one thing that you've either got or you haven't. So, look, I don't really know. I get it. Lots of people are frustrated, and I feel like everyone, like loads of people have messaged me as though I've jumped on a bandwagon. Now we're losing. I feel like I've gone the other way. I feel like I'm the one sitting here going, hang on, relax. It's okay. Like, it's going to be okay, but you've got to add quality. And for me, I've not changed a single thing I've said since the beginning of the year. Now, some of you will want to have a dig at me, and that's fine. I think most of you will watch me every week or every day or whatever since the summer or last year or for the last 2 or 3 years. I think we'll realise I've been saying this to, I don't mind what other people think. I've been saying this for years to myself. This needs time. A new manager's not coming in and doing anything in 1 year. Now, can we get top 4? We can. Will we? I don't know. If we do, have we achieved anything? Well, we've achieved Champions League football, but it's lots of people going on like it's something we've not achieved before. We've achieved Champions League football multiple times. That's not new. That's not a benchmark. The benchmark is when we get Champions League, right? When we get Champions League, if we get Champions League, what do we do with it? What do we do with our signings? Do we continue to buy Brennan Johnsons? Do we continue to buy Valise? Do we continue to buy these types of players? Or do we try and go to the next level? Now, let me make this really clear, because lots of people, they don't actually listen to what I say and then message me completely random comments. I've had some guy this morning, I could show you his comments, I won't. Some guy called Epic20 keeps messaging me saying, Savva, it's not quality that wins you things. Your argument is flawed. Look at Chelsea and United. I don't think Chelsea and United bought win now quality. I think United made some really bad signings, and I think Chelsea have bought loads and loads of good kids. So people don't listen to what I'm saying. People don't listen at all. This club needs a lot of time and a lot of TLC. And what we can't do is win a game, oh my God, title race, lose a game, oh my God, the manager needs to go. I don't understand why we've crept into this. This has happened in the last month or so. I'm starting to see people saying Ange out, which is absolutely mind-blowing. Surely this club needs a manager. Surely this club needs a manager that stays for 3-4 years, at least 3 years, and puts something in place. It doesn't have to be winning the title, but puts something in place. Surely. Something in place. That's what we need. We can't keep doing this. Surely, fan base, we can't keep doing this. And it works both ways. It's for the negative and the positive. Win a couple of games and, oh, we're in a title race, when you know it's not true. Lose a couple of games and, oh my God, the football is the worst we've ever seen. Angepostecoglou needs to be sacked. Surely we're not at either of those stages. Surely we're in all right, we're in year one. We're in year one. For me, I kind of know what's going to happen in the summer. I think most of us know what's going to happen in the summer, right? And again, what we're told by people that back Levy and back Enoch is wait and see what they do in the summer. Wait and see what they do in the summer. Now, cool. We can all wait. We've got no choice. We've got no choice, have we? We'll all wait, right? We'll all wait and see what he does in the summer. But I think we all kind of know, don't we? Don't we all kind of know what's going to happen in the summer? We'll buy a couple of good players that people will go well overboard about, right? And then we'll buy a lot of other players where fans will make excuses as to why we've signed them. That we know that's going to happen, right? But for me, this year is about laying those foundations. This year was never going to be pretty football week in, week out. I do think people need to calm down a little bit. Do I think there are things that the manager needs to change and needs to adapt? Of course I do. But I've been saying this for the last 6-7 months. And every time I say it, people go, oh, you can't say that about Ange. Ange is brilliant. Ange will never change. All the fans coming in that are Ange experts. Ange does this, Ange does that. Ange will do this, Ange will do that. And now some of it hasn't happened. I don't see them. Right? So for me, I just think everything needs to calm down. If someone had said to you at the beginning of the season, we're going to finish 4th, 5th or 6th, you would have taken it, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you have taken it? 4th, 5th or 6th, I would have taken it. So all of a sudden now, when we're not winning every game, people are, oh my God, needs to go, the manager, the football's rubbish. Listen, I don't think the football's been great, period. So I don't know why we're expecting it all the time. But listen, let me get to some comments. I'm sure I've ranted there for 14, 15 minutes. Look, hopefully it was. I don't think it was a negative rant. I think it was more of a calm down rant. I think it was a calm down rant. Big up to Phil P, who can't be here for the whole day. But I don't know. I don't know who this person is. It's being very rude to people. we don't want a family or a process, we want trophies. Sure, but trophies don't happen overnight. I'm afraid trophies don't happen overnight. When people like this say, just win a trophy, City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United, Newcastle, Villa, they all want trophies as well. And some of them have got better players. Stop counting previous loan to buy transfers which were made in other windows, e.g. Porro, Kulu. I don't know what you mean. I don't know what that means. I didn't mention Porro or Kulu. I don't know what that means. Good morning to Get the Fraud Arteta out my club. Good morning to Mark Cook. Hope you're doing well. Good morning, Mario. Good morning. Good morning to Bill. Let me catch up. Sorry, I'm about 15 minutes behind. Suicide Bill, you've got to calm down in the chat. You've got to, you've got to calm down. It's relentless at the moment from you. Dave Grieve has said, absolutely, Savva. We need to learn how to crawl before we learn how to walk. It's simple. Everyone wanted a style of football implemented, but then they don't give it. Like, I mean, we're 24 games in. We said patience. We just said patience. Bill, I said, you just said everything I think. Big up. Look, I just think lots of people will watch what I've just said there, Bill, and say Savva's negative. I don't think anything I've said there isn't right. I don't even think it's opinion. I think it's fact. What we're seeing is what I've said there is fact. I just think too many people, like you will see a lot of YouTubers, the YouTubers as well, that, people always have a go at me and say, oh, you'll never grow. You're too negative. That's fine if I don't grow as a YouTuber, but I'm not going to come on online. I'm not going to come on and say everything's brilliant. I'm not going to come on and, how many YouTubers were sitting around talking about winning a league title? I mean, was it real? It was never real, but I was cast as, Savva's the negative YouTuber because he doesn't believe we can win the title. Like, it's just madness. Sometimes you need a degree of reality. Hey, Savva, don't you think we've been extremely patient for 20 years? I do. More patience is essential, but we want progression. I agree completely. I agree. But how can you get progression without time? It can't happen overnight. It can't happen overnight. Surely you need a bit of it needs some time, doesn't it? Pipe 71, I say absolutely 100%. Our fans overhype our players way too early, plus a manager whose tactics, I'm afraid, are rather naive. You cannot play without defensive structure. Look, I agree with you. I agree. The problem is Pipes, because, so for someone like myself, right, I was very much on record as saying I couldn't stand the way Conte played football. That doesn't mean I want us to just be gung-ho and not defend at all. And that's what people say, oh, you didn't like Conte. Well, yeah, there's Conte, and then there's this. And I think you need again, I mean, how many times do you lot all see me every day, whether it's transfers, manager, tactics? There's a happy medium to all of this. There's a happy medium. Big up to Human, who said, big up Savva, time, patience, and quality. Bang on the money. Calm down. Year one, over to Levy. Well, this is the thing. I think the key thing is, and I do get it, Human, is people like me don't believe that Levy's going to add that quality in the summer. I think lots of people before the January window were talking about this winger we want, that winger we want, that winger. Then we sign Werner and people go, oh, it's a good signing. It's like, oh, is it? Is it? Do you know what I mean? Sure, we want titles. It doesn't happen overnight. Doesn't happen overnight. Phil is saying make it 16 players, add Kulu. Oh, yeah, sorry, I forgot Hill as well. I mean, look, it is what it is, right, guys? It is what it is. I love this. This guy's talking to me as though I'm Levy in. I love it. Look, you do realise that I'm a Levy out person. You do realise that. It's getting a bit childish now. You do realise that. International Observer says, Savva on point here. Guys, we can all listen to all the content, guys, we have. Savva, for me, is by far the most honest and accurate. Listen, do you know what? It's not about, for me, it's not about being accurate, but it is about being honest. And listen, I'm aware, by the way, International Observer, I'm aware if I came on every week and was more positive and false positivity, I would grow. I'm aware of that. But I've always said to the people around me, I would never do that. I would never, ever do that. I couldn't do it. I just can't do it. I can't lie. I can't just pretend. I've seen people saying, oh, Papa Sarr is world class. I have to slow down. He's a good young player that needs to grow. Oh, Adogi's the best left back in the league. No, he's not by any stretch of the imagination. I'm not putting him over Nathan Ake or Vardial or Andy Robertson. I'm sorry. Like, we've got to just relax. We've got to relax on all of these things. This guy is close to being blocked. This guy's just turned into an absolute idiot. I don't know who this is this morning. Big up to the upper tier who said Spurs therapy with Savva. Big up. Love the content. Well, if you too are loving the content, please smash the like. There's 270 of you in here and 56 likes, which is a little bit harsh, don't you think? A little bit harsh. Stanikush has said suicide ball is a proper example of what's wrong with our fan base. I agree. There's got to be, again, a happy medium. A happy medium. Yeah? Social 101 has said Spurs have no plan B. Lots of people are saying that as well. Joe Buck, thank you very much. Stanley Cusher said plan Bs are for people with no belief in plan A. I feel like that's very much an angepostecoglou line that gets thrown out. You've got to have different ways of playing. You've got to be able to mix it up. You've got to. Pipe 71 has said Levy is the master of illusion. We sign youngsters for the future. Guess what? The future never arrives. We at the start of a rebuild. Guess what? What have we ever built teamwork? Listen, Pipes, I'm with you. I'm with you. Which is what I don't like words like. I don't like words like rebuild. People talk about a rebuild. I don't know what we're rebuilding from. We've never had success. Finn has gone the other way and said it's a project. We knew this from the start. And explicitly said we're not compromising on building the style of play so we can scrape one trophy. Sure, but I think he's got to tweak that style of play because teams are finding it very easy to score goals against us, Finn. Very, very easy. Kate has said Savva just need to buy some quality. We've got to have quality. You've got to. Quality wins your trophies. As I said, I've got some guy. This guy, honestly, at the moment is kidding me. Now he's talking about Aubameyang. I've no idea. I've no idea what this guy's doing. You know when someone's just talking all the time? No idea what you're talking about. I'm just messaging him back. No idea what you're talking about. It's just a really weird kid. Apparently, quality doesn't win you trophies. Apparently, according to this guy, quality doesn't win you trophies. That's not why Man City and Liverpool win the trophies. It's nothing to do with the quality. And Spurs don't need better quality. Haley has said, Savva, doesn't matter what players we get with that high line, we will be exposed and Ange needs to be tactically astute. I agree with you. For me, again, Haley, I don't know if you've seen me before. I don't know if you'll see me again, if you'll watch me again. But as I've said, Spurs are our defensive lines up there and the contact was there. For me, I think it needs to meet in the middle and we need to actually sit back. Not sit back and defend, but I think we need to sit back, look at our tactics and go, right, why are teams getting in so easy? People can say it's brave. I don't think bravery is playing a high line like that. I think that's stupidity unless you can control games for 90 minutes like Man City do. Teabag has said, do you think we should bring in the Tate brothers to manage Spurs since we are only hiring motivational speakers rather than tacticians and managers who are not stubborn? Look, I think Ange is a wonderful speaker. He's a wonderful motivator of men, but you've got to have that tactical nous as well. And we're going to see if he's got it. We're going to see if he's got it. This for me is a time of reflection. We're seeing in the last couple of months how easy it is to get in behind Spurs. For months it was, well, we've got no Van der Ven, no Romero, no Bentancur, no Maddison, no Son, no Basuma. They're all back. They're all back, and it looks worse than ever. So for me, I think it's more the tactics, but he's got to have a look at it. He's got to have a long, hard look at his tactics and say what needs to be adapted here. That's not just him. That's all managers. Look how Arsenal have mixed things up since the break. They had their little 2-week trip away, didn't they? Or their week trip away. They've changed up how they play. That's what you've got to do. A user said, morning, Savva. One thing I've noticed is since our set piece coach Vio left in 2023, we've dropped off. Yeah, set pieces are not our friend, are they, at the moment? They're not our friend at all. By the way, please do smash the like button. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. It is much appreciated. And Joe has said Savva and Sean Butler, best content creators at the Mo. Listen, big up to Sean. Listen, there's some good creators out there. Listen, when people say who's the best content creator, let's be brutally honest. It's all about, are they saying the things you want to hear? Yeah. For me, I won't be everybody's favourite creator because I don't think Spurs can win league titles and because I don't like signings like Timo Werner. Have a look at the day Timo Werner signed, and I did a show and said, Timo Werner, really, ? Everyone lost their mind at me. Everyone lost their mind at me. You're negative. This is a great signing. If Ange wants him, I want him. I'm watching this guy play. I don't know what he does, but that's why. Terry M has said, good morning, Sav. Good morning to you as well, my friend. Completely agree with your comments. It's a work in progress. Ange has a plan, but needs the players to deliver on that plan. So here we find ourselves in that juxtaposition, don't we? Where Ange has the plan, but not the players to carry it out. So it's, do you keep playing that plan with players that can't carry it out, or do you adapt slightly to play the way the players can play? That's the catch-22. I don't know the answer. Kate said, have I heard that Ryan Sessegnon is injured again? Yes. Again, I mean, first of all, whoever signed this guy, mad. I'm sorry. Watch Vardiol. Hardly anything goes past him. To say he's being horrible. Again, unfortunately, this is what our fans do. They ignore all the mistakes and the times that Udogie gives the ball away and gifts other team goals. But then we look at a player like Vardiol, who plays week in, week out for the best manager in the world, and we say, oh, he's been horrible. Unbelievable. Twisted Complex has said a real statement in the summer would be letting Werner go and possibly Decky and breaking the bank on a class winger. This is what we've got to do. You've got to get better. Truth set you free. Freya said, morning, Savva, big up to you. I still believe we would get third. Let's have a look at the league table. Let's have a look then, shall we? Okay, you still believe we're going to get third. There we go. So you believe from this position, bearing in mind, Man City, if they beat Brentford tomorrow night, go 53, 56, 9 points clear of us. You still believe we can finish third. Again, I don't understand. What are we looking at here? I don't understand how we've still got fans saying this. I'm still seeing fans in my comments talking about title races. Madness. Shem Tan, good morning to you. I said, morning, Savva. Hope you're well. People, including me, needs to calm down. If we started the season playing like this, everyone would be fine. But first 10 games raised the expectations too high. Absolutely. Absolutely. He raised expectations. It did. But again, some of us didn't get carried away. You could see we weren't playing great. Teams have now found us out. Ryan G, unfortunately, you're right. Yeah, we're not finishing top three. The top three are miles above us. Yeah, again, but how many people said, "Oh, we're better than Arsenal"? How? On what evidence are we better than Arsenal? I just don't understand on what evidence that we're better than Arsenal Football Club. I don't understand. Pipes said Vicario was another one our fans have gone way too early on. A promising keeper, but he has serious flaws in his game that need eliminating. Obviously, the obvious one needs to command his area better and be stronger. Look, again, Vicario had a good year, is a good player, but I do agree with you. There's a difference between being good and we put them from here to there. We did it with Udogie, right? We did it with Romero. We do it with Sarr, right? We do it with Bentancur. Everyone talks about Bentancur like he's Rodri. For me, we've got the players the next level down, which is why we are the next level down from the top three. Hey, that's just me. Stanley Kusher said he's going to get it right, but there's no quick fix. Remember how effed we are as a club. He's putting his own stamp on the club. If we can't give him time, let him go Liverpool. Well, listen, for me, as I said, it's not just time. It's not just patience. The key word in all of this, Stanley Kush, quality. Yeah? It's not a quick fix, but it needs quality. And what I've seen from the 10 signings we've made so far under him, a lot of those aren't quality players. So I don't know how it gets better if you don't buy the quality. Mark Cook has said, Savva, you're spot on, fella. Over the next couple of years, at least 10 to 12 out, and the right level of players need to come in to help make it work. It's for me, Mark, without sounding arrogant, I don't think it's rocket science, is it? You've got to get players out that aren't good enough and get players in that are better. And what we keep doing is we're bringing in players that aren't necessarily better than what we had. And that's the worry. Daryl, big up to you, my friend, said our fan base is like the Game of Thrones. Too many houses fighting for power to be the best fans trophy. It's a huge divide that won't ever be together till we are taken over. I agree with you. I agree with you. You know, Savva gets hate for being biased in his view, based in his views. I don't know what that means. What do you mean? I don't know what that means. Foggy Phone, good morning to you, my friends. Good morning, Savva. Same fans who were angry that some wanted the club to accept the bid for Royale. He is awful and brings the level down. Our fans don't know what they want, delusional. Again, in the January window, I'm one of the fans. There are many of us sitting there going, right, that's it. If you get bids of 20, 25, 30 million for players like Royale, you move them on and get better in. Oh, but he's a really good squad player. Cool. All right. Don't want to get better then. You can't have players like Emerson Royal in a squad if you want to be better. You can't have Brian Hill. You can't have Højbjerg. You can't have Skip. You can't have Davis. You can't have Sessegnon. You can't have Richarlisons. You can't have Brennan Johnsons. You can't have them. If you want to be a better club, you've got to get better players in. Suicide Ball, listen, I hear you. I hear you. I'm on your wavelength. But the problem is he's not going anywhere, is he? He's not going anywhere. There are too many people that like the owners. He's not going anywhere. Let's call it for what it is. Yeah, listen, I don't think he's been unreal, but I don't think he's been horrible. And when I watched him the other night, he was absolutely superb. I can't remember which game I watched. Comfortable on the ball, good passing out. It's just madness. Video complete. You've asked this about 10 times. Yes, I still think Man City are going to win the league. Yes, I haven't changed my mind after one weekend. Vinda Lewis, can we talk about how good Arsenal are to cheer up if you want? No, it's okay. We don't want to talk about Arsenal. Listen, at the moment, after tomorrow night, you're still going to be third, aren't you? So, hey, relax. Tony has said Neto, Son and Rafinha should work. You know what? At least if you got Neto and Rafinha in either side of Son, you got two players that want to get at their men. We've got to get some wingers that can beat their men, haven't we? We've really got to do it. Skirt said the only thing I would say, Savva, is that in the beginning we were like, yeah, they can score as long as we score more. And I don't have a problem, but we don't have the attack to kill games. Mate, listen, there's a level to it. We can't just keep conceding at the rate we're conceding. We really can't. But listen, what we have got is Crystal Palace at home next. There is no excuse. If we look at the table, Crystal Palace have lost 4 of their last 6 games. Right? They have a minus 16 goal difference. We've got to go into that game and put in a performance. I'm talking 3-0. We've got to do something. This is a team that conceded 5 to Arsenal, was it? 5 or 6 to Arsenal? 5. 5 to Arsenal. 4 to Brighton. Surely we should be winning that game. By the way, keep smashing the like button. There's 322 of you in here and 92 likes. Come on, people. Come on, smash that button, people. Wilson has said we will win nothing with Daniel Levy at the helm. They'd rather be sustainable than actually put through the barrier and aim to win. Listen, I agree. The madman has said Werner, Cess, Davis, Royale need to be upgraded ASAP. No mediocrity. If we get Europe and deep cup runs, everybody will play. Absolutely. It goes hand in hand. Get Europe, buy better players, rotate them. I completely agree. Ronnie thinks it will be Villa 4th, United 5th, and Tottenham Hotspur 6th. Well, Man United are closing that gap. Man United, who have been horrible, the worst Man United team for years, are 3 points behind Tottenham Hotspur. Now, we've got a better goal difference, but with 13 games to go, they are points behind Tottenham Hotspur, which is really, really bad when you think how bad they've been. Brandon has said our 16-17 team were miles ahead. None of the players from our team now start for that team. Interesting. There's an interesting debate right there. Who would start? I have to agree with you. I don't think any of the players we've got in there now are better than the 11 we had then. I agree with you. I do agree with you. But I think people, you know, we've got to give the manager a couple of summers. We have, right? He's got to have some time, but he's got to. It can't just be more signings like we've had. Sorry, it needs to be more signings like we've had from the Madisons and the Van der Vens. It can't be more from the Brennan Johnson, Timo Werner, Solomon book. It can't be. These are average squad players. Where are we? Rom said Sessegnon lasted 35 minutes before getting injured again. Yeah, it's getting a little bit embarrassing, isn't it now? It's getting a little embarrassing, just like this bloke who keeps messaging me on my thing. He's just getting boring now, so I'm just going to remove him. He's just getting really, really embarrassing. Amin has said, no worries, Ange. We learn like Klopp and Pep how to play in the Premier League. Things will change. Things will only change if you buy better quality players, Amin. Things will only change if you buy better quality players. Free SS Sports has said, big up, Savva. On our day, we can compete with everyone, but we need strength in depth, a quality squad, not just a stellar starting 11 in order to mount a sustainable challenge. I'll be honest, Free SS Sports Picks, I don't think we have a stellar starting 11. I think we've got a good starting 11 that people have just gone a little bit too overboard with. I think you can upgrade everywhere in this 11. Everywhere in this 11, I think you can upgrade. And until you can't, you haven't got a stellar 11. Truth set you free. Free said, I want to be right there in May. And I would remind everyone, one victory and all the noise is gone. It is not over till it's over. Football is a game of glorious uncertainties. I don't understand what you're saying. You're saying we're going to finish third, right? So to finish third, at the moment, we need to win 3 more games than either Man City, Arsenal, or Liverpool in the last 13. It's not going to happen, my friend. It's not going to happen. Mikel Arteta has said, he's number 1, has said Spurs should have gone in for Højlund. Interesting. Bill has said the trajectory will depend on the owners. Always. All you Ange fans must understand this. People like Savva and myself have been there and seen it. All of this is not a personal attack on Ange. Bang on. It's not about Ange. It's not about Ange. If the owners do not back the manager, his name could be Jack, Bill, Bob, Terry, Fred, Mohammed. I don't care, right? If you do not back a manager, you do not win trophies. And I don't mean backing them with average footballers. You've got to back them with quality. I really don't think it's a tough concept. But big up to you, Bill. Stanley Kush, we need more shots on goal and more crosses. We lack in both. But these are the wingers that Ange Postecoglou bought. This is the tactics that he's employed, Stanley Kush. So when people don't want to put anything on Ange, he has bought wingers that don't get to the byline and cross a ball. That's on him. Right? That's on him. He's brought them in. He coaches them to play this way. So, listen, we need more quality, but that's how he plays. Andrew, we should beat Palace. Andrew, we will beat Palace. We should beat Palace. Beating Palace shouldn't be a cause for victory, for celebration. Beating Palace should be a standard. Look what Arsenal just did to them. Was it 5-0? That's what Arsenal did to them, and they swept them aside and moved on. Harper Lee said, how many would you get rid of in total? Name some players which indicate the level you want for the club. How many? Listen, how many I would get rid of? I went through it just now. I believe it was like 14, 15, 16 of them in the next few years. Players that I would like to see coming in. I'd like to see players coming in at the level of Bakayoko, Neto, Zubamendi. You know, this is the level of players that I want to see coming into Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. I don't want to see Brennan Johnson signed from Nottingham Forest. And then everyone just going, oh, they're young and they're going to come good. And no, come on. TVM has said Modric is unhappy at Madrid. Would have him back, but don't see how he fits in for us. Listen, Luka Modric, I don't care. If he came back to this football club, he's the best player at the football club, even at the age of 402 or whatever he is. Absolute class footballer. What a player he is. People starting to realise the fraudster and crybaby you are. I think people are starting to realise that everything I said was right. Azad, why do you do this, my friend? Why do you do this? Why can't you just be nice? It's just getting a little bit, isn't it a bit boring now that we're both adults and you still do this? When you're saying I'm starting to get exposed, I think everything I've been saying has been right, hasn't it? I mean, everybody, let me know what you think. Azad is saying I'm a fraudster and a crybaby. I'm exposed and I'm here for it. I don't know what I've said that's wrong. I think I've pretty much nailed this season, but hey, it is what it is. I'm just praying for the day this guy grows up and stops these silly comments. Unfortunately, people like this were bullied at school. Unfortunately, people like this don't have a lot of friends in the real life, so have to attack people on the internet, which is a real shame. But I'm sure his parents love him, and that's all that matters. Philly P has said, Phil 2109. It's a big up Savva. Let me save fans time. It ain't going to Spurs. Would be lucky to finish fifth. Listen, we could get fourth. Listen, there's winnable games. There's winnable games there. There's winnable games. We can finish fourth, but we're 2 points off it. It's not a million miles away, but we've got to start playing to a better level than we've been playing the last couple of months. We've really got to. Daniel, you know he won't. He can abuse from the chat. He will never come on. I'd let him. But he would never come on. People like that, they just like to abuse from behind a screen. That you want to see the abuse they send me into my YouTube. Like in the last week since the Football Terrace, the abuse and the threats and the hate that have come into my YouTube is just unbelievable. Like, I'm a human being. Do you know what I mean? It's just constant abuse. Hey, but it is what it is. It is what it is. And people like that will always exist. Sandy Cusher said, yeah, we need loads moving on, proper quality coming in, no Johnson level players neither. I agree. I think we've known that all season. The Boomverse, I said Spurs season is over. It's not over. We're come on, guys. It's not over. We're sitting fifth in the league, 2 points off the Champions League spot. It's not over. We just need to get back on track, and that needs to start with a win against Crystal Palace. Suicide Boy said Modric won't come back because he hates Levy. Get him. His experience is priceless. I'd love him. I just can't see it. Yeah, I agree, Ryan. I don't understand this guy. I've said many a time, come on, mate, whatever the beef is, just squash it. But he just constantly comes in. I see him in other chats just abusing me. It's always going to be the way, mate. And I, as I said just now, I've invited him on. There we go. We'll invite him on. And let's see if he will. He won't man up and come on. He'll just say nasty things in the chat, and that's what they do. That's what they do. Drizzy Wave 85 has said they know you bite, that's why they attack. Listen, I'm not biting at that guy. I just think it's silly. I just think it's just really, really childish, isn't it? And he comes into my chat thinking that people find him funny, and in reality, I think nearly everyone in here is looking at him going, "Oh God, what an absolute idiot!" But he's more than welcome to come on and have a grown-up debate. But I know he won't. Merlin's Beard said we will get destroyed in the Champions League if we qualify. Well, we will if we do not bolster with Champions League quality. Lots of people now starting to talk about Eden Hazard on a free. I don't know what Eden Hazard seems to have completely gone in his career, doesn't he? He seems to have completely gone. Hey, it is what it is. It is over, no chance of silverware. Well, from a silverware perspective, yes, we can't win a trophy, but we can still qualify for the Champions League. We can still qualify for Europe. So the season isn't over yet. Daniel Harris has said a proper club would sell Romero in the summer when he's worth something and sign a Todibo or Tapsoba. I would take both of those over Romero all day long. If just me, for me. Philly has said we are as far away from the Champions League as Levy is from breaching FFP. Miles. Philly, we're 2 points off the Champions League. Come on, mate. We're 2 points off the Champions League. We might get it. We might not. Big up Nigel said, rise above the hate, Savva. You're a top man. I got abuse on my TikTok and I have to admit it put me off posting again. Mate, listen, I've been getting it for years and years and years. And unfortunately, the people that do it will never actually do it to your face. You know, they'll never come on and I'd respect him more if he actually came on and said it to my face, but he won't. He'll just go in the comments. You know, it is what it is. Verbatim has said, I just want to see steady, positive progress, and I'm afraid losing at home to Wolves doesn't illustrate that at the moment. Much work to be done and questions now rightly being asked. Sure, and you know what, Verbatim, as a football fan, you're well within your rights, and I agree with you. You're well within your rights to ask that question. Don't let any football fans tell you you're not allowed to question a player or a manager. Those people that don't allow you to question a player or a manager, because they're Spurs, it's silly. So, yeah, I completely agree with you. Beyond 72, I said, yes, we'll get destroyed in the Champions League, but no Champions League football will be used as an excuse why we can't sign quality players by Levy and some fans. Yeah, listen, we'll get those excuses, but let's be brutally honest. Throughout the last 15 years, whenever we've made the Champions League, we never buy those quality players anyway, do we? But it's a vicious circle. Bill said Hazard retired, didn't he? Ryan said Hazard's body is finished. Didn't he retire? I don't know. Yeah, so a lot of people thinking that he's retired. Elliot said, how many really good players have moved on before we managed to build a proper team? I think the problem is, Elliot, I think we've built some good teams down the years, but we never build a squad. And that's the thing. This is what I've been trying to say to people for months, where they're saying, oh, well, when we get our injured players back, it's not about that, is it? It's not about having an 11. It's about having a squad. You've got to have the squad players to do it. Daniel Leave Me has said, new manager at Palace will make them hard to break down and beat. We should win, but I'd take a draw. Look, I think that we've got to win it. Can we be brutally honest? We've got to win it, haven't we? We've really, really got to win it. There can be no excuses. We've got to be beating Crystal Palace at home. If you haven't already, please do smash the like button. We should be on 200, 250 likes by now. We're only on 122, and we should be getting a couple of subscribers today. We've had 3 or 4. Let's see if we can get a few more and get towards 13.2k. The link is in the chat, and thank you everyone so much for your support so far today. And by the way, tonight we will do an Everton v Palace watch along, and we can just chat general football. And there's going to be a show every night this week. There's Premier League games, there's Champions League games. So I know it's not Spurs. Apologies. I know it's not Spurs, but we'll still try and keep you entertained as we go forward. Paul has said, put Hazard and Ndombele in midfield. No one will get through it at least. Oh, dearie me. Dearie me. Red Smoke has said Spurs are far too vulnerable at the back and in midfield and up front. I think we're vulnerable as a team. I do. Stanley Kusher said we would be out in the group stage of our current squad. Well, look, I think one of the ways to look at it is this. This year, we've struggled by playing one game a week. Fitness, suspensions, injuries, form. Now imagine we had a cup run and Europe to play. I think we'd be about 12th in the table. We wouldn't be able to cope. I think we would be where Newcastle are. I think we'd be 10 points further back where Newcastle are, if I'm brutally honest. But hey, we've got to sort that out. Ange out. I don't think we should be saying things like Ange out. It's far too early. There's no need for him to be out. He's doing a decent job. The real N7 Yid said Levy needs to give Ange at least $500 million in the next 3 years. And we know that ain't going to happen. For me, I don't even think it's about the value of money. I think it's about the quality of the player you spend that money on. As I keep saying, Brennan Johnson for 50 million when you could have had Mohamed Kudus or Anthony Gordon or Cole Palmer or Diaby. The levels, that's for me. Daniel Harris has said, obviously want UEFA Champions League, but don't think we deserve it. I don't think we'd embarrass ourselves, but it would be some frustrating games against average Eastern European teams and then out in the first knockout round. Yeah, listen, I do agree with you. I do. Shem has said, what do you mean no silverware? We won the richest club in London trophy and the biggest game day revenue trophy. We did indeed. And big up to the Big D who has put in a super chat. Thank you very much. Really do appreciate that. Said we have been poor since the Chelsea game. False. Look, the Big D, I think that's where we started to see everything unravel. But even leading up to that Chelsea game, I do think there were a lot of signs that we weren't quite as good as people thought. But what that that one game did do was highlight the frailties in our squad. I think it highlighted in one 90-minute game of football, it highlighted that we hadn't done enough to build a squad and that we need a lot more time. Kate has said, Guy, Savva, the board are looking at Neto. If we don't keep Werner at 60 million, but Arsenal want him as well. Listen, I would love Neto. Injuries, sure, but for what he does give you, he's a top player. He's a top player. He's levels and levels above our current wingers. Paul said, can we talk about Basuma? Thoughts on his performances the past few months, Savva? What is this? Can we talk about his performances? Very, very hit and miss. Basuma, very good footballer, very hit and miss. And again, the difference between buying quality players and good players is quality players do it week in, week out. Good players do it every now and then. Huge, huge, huge difference. By the way, big up Big D. I didn't say thank you enough, so thank you very much for that. I honestly do appreciate it when I get super chats. I know some channels just skip past it, but I really do appreciate it. So thank you very much for that. Terry Emma said, Ange unfortunately got out-coached. They will sit back and attack on the counter. The players will need to learn how to break teams down. Ball movement was too slow, unlike our first 10 games. I think what we're doing here, Terry, I think what we've done is we've set a precedent for how teams play against us. If you're Crystal Palace right now in training for the next couple of weeks, you are saying, right, you know what to do against Spurs. Sit in, be tight. They're not going to go on the outside of you because their fullbacks are inverted and the wingers don't beat a man. Yeah? Be tight in the middle. Try and make them play through us and then just hit on the counter-attack, whether that's Jordan Ayew, Mateta, Edouard, Elise, Eze. That's what surely, I mean, people in the chat tell me if I'm wrong. Surely that is what whoever the managers will be telling them to do. Rob Frank, big up to you, Rob, has said Neto is too injury prone for me. Can't afford more injury prone players in our squad. Possibly, but I mean, when he's playing like he's playing now, I'd take him all day long. Morning, Savva. Rick from Trinidad. We are having greater possession, but not attacking. There is a difference. I completely agree with you. I think people confuse the two things. People say, oh, we're playing attacking football. I don't think we are. We're playing possession-based football, but we're not really attacking. We've got fullbacks that never go on the outside. We've got wingers that never go on the outside. Everything comes through the middle. Big up, Mikhail. How you doing, bro? Hope you're well. Said, I don't mind criticising Ange and the players. I do mind all the Ange out donkeys. I agree that can't handle a couple of bad performances. No manager survived a full season at Spurs since Poch. I hope that changes. I completely agree with you. There should be no calls for the manager to be sacked. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. I think we've lost one of our last 6. Yeah, it is crazy. Big up to AJ. How you doing, AJ? I said, good morning, Savva, you big, beautiful bastard. I hope you're good, fella. It's a crazy old world. Indeed it is, my friend. Indeed it is a crazy, crazy world out there. Mikel Arteta. Yeah, I think we'll beat Palace as well. We simply got to beat Crystal Palace, right? We've simply got to beat them. But we've simply got to get more likes. 384 of you in here and 140 likes. Right now, can everyone please just smash that like button? That is absolutely shocking ratios. 140. That's got to be nearly at 200 already. Surely. Daniel said that would be peak Spurs. Let Elise go to Villa and we sign a retired Hazard for 1 season on a free. Don't put it past Daniel Levy. Don't put it. And then watch how many fans go, oh my God, we've signed Eden Hazard, as though it's the Eden Hazard of 6 years ago. The madman has said, need a set piece coach, crossing coach, strategic pressing traps and better players to execute those. Listen, there's a lot. There's a lot that needs to be done. There is a lot that needs to be done. Matt Spurs has said, our squad is moving in the right direction. It's that simple. Obviously more to do though. Yes and no. I think that it is when you buy players like Maddison and Van der Ven, but not when you buy people like Timo Werner and Brennan Johnson and Valise and Solomon. I don't think that is going in the right direction for me. Bill has said, you're all getting confused as to the winger we're going to sign in the summer. You all think it's going to be Neto when the reality is the winger will be bought from Neto. That makes sense. That makes sense. Big up to all of you in the chat. Good morning to you. Keep smashing that like button. Please do keep subscribing. And much love to all of you on this Monday morning. No Spurs for 2 weeks. No Tottenham for 2 weeks. So what I will try and do on my channel is keep you as entertained as possible. We'll have Everton versus Crystal Palace tonight. Tomorrow, we'll have all the Premier League action from Man City and the Champions League games as well. And then Wednesday night, we'll have the Premier League action from Arsenal and the Champions League games as well as that. So please join me for those shows. They're always a little bit light-hearted, a little bit more down-to-earth and friendly. And everyone's not losing their mind about Tottenham constantly. Verbatim has said, Savva, in hindsight, did Harry pick the wrong club when he joined Bayern? Should he have stayed in the Premier League with another club? I mean, look, they're going through a difficult spell, but they are one of the biggest clubs in the world. You know they're going to turn it around. Whether it's this season or next, you know they're going to turn it around. You know what they're going to do. So I don't think he's made a mistake. Right now, it's not looking good, but it won't be like that forever. Bayern Munich go through these spells. So I'm just trying to... good morning to Kate as well. Sorry, I think I missed your comment. Good morning to Kate, just a girl who loves Spurs. Good morning. If you haven't already, please do get over there and subscribe to the lovely Kate as she grows her channel. So please, please, please do get over there and subscribe. I'm just trying to see where did I get up to? I think I got up to here. Darren, I said big up from Ontario, Canada. Just subscribe. Big up to you, Darren. Thank you very much. Said I'm a Liverpool fan for 30 plus years. I really think Spurs can get fourth. We can, whether we will, two very different things. But listen, we're right there. I mean, if we look at the league table before, like people are saying, oh, we can't do it. It's finished. I mean, we're 2 points behind Aston Villa. I'll tell you what, let's have a look, shall we? Let's have a look at Aston Villa's next game. So Aston Villa's next game, Forest at home. You probably think they're going to win that. And then they've got Luton away. Then they've got Tottenham Hotspur. So listen, in the next 3 games, we're going to find out, aren't we, here? We're going to find out here how good we are. We're going to find out how good we are. Look, I don't see a reason why we can't finish fourth. But listen, we're going to have to play better than we've been playing. That's for sure. Purple Records 1972 has said it's fine qualifying for the Champions League, but there's no point if Spurs cannot compete in the competition. Completely agree with you. Completely agree with you. Listen, I don't expect Spurs to go into it. I don't expect Spurs to go into it and win it, but I do expect Spurs to get in the Champions League and use it as a platform to buy better quality players. I think that's what we need to do. Savva, do a watch along on the Arsenal Porto game. I'm going to be doing all the games on Wednesday night. I'll be doing all the games, so I'll flick between the games and the scores for that one. So yes, so I will be doing something for it. Daniel has said not all excellent players cost a fortune. It's about being astute. About astute signings, not flashy ones. I completely agree with you. James Batt has said, can I ask Savva with what Ange has, do you think he's got the most out of it? I think they are where they should be. A 5th, 6th place team. I think we are where we should be. I think he has got the most out of them. I don't think we're better than the teams above us. So I don't. That's why I don't see it as a big drama. Hey, that's just me. That's just me. Other people might disagree. Finn has said Sarr wasn't played enough. He is vital against a low block, along with decent non-inverted wingers. Well, look, these are the things we're about to find out from Ange now, right? We're about to find out whether or not Ange is going to change or if we just keep doing what we're doing and keep conceding lots of goals. Red Smoke has said, respect to Savva, actually reads the chat's comments out rather than charging for them. Big up to you. I try my best, my friend. But by the way, I don't mind super chats, but listen, I think that the reason I started a channel was I wanted to get everybody involved in the shows. Fiona has said he doesn't play orthodox wingers though. Coglou should be on the left as he only wants to use one foot. Fiona, I know he doesn't, but the problem is if you don't play orthodox wingers and then both your fullbacks are inverted as well, we've got no width. We've got no width in the team at all. And you can see it. You can really, really see it. Coglou being distinctly mid is not Ange's fault. Well, listen, he signed off to sign him. The real N7 Yid Lewis has said the only criticism I can say about Ange is he don't change tactics during the games, and when he does, it's only subs. Most good sides try something before subs. Yeah, look, he is getting a bit of stick at the moment. He is, but I do think a lot of it is unwarranted. But I do think that I do think that, you know, again, I'll bring it back down to that quality. Soul Boy, I said, when are we going to start critiquing our manager? I think he's out of his depth. Well, I think a lot of people have started it already. I think he needs time. I think he needs patience, and I think he needs quality. But I do feel that lots of people are criticising him already, and a lot of it, I would say, is very unjustified. I do think he needs to tweak. I do think he's naive, but I do think he needs to tweak a little bit. But I don't think it's a big drama. Daniel Harris has said, if Leverkusen win the Bundesliga and Alonso leaves, do you think their players will be there for the taking in the window? Surely we can grab one. Well, I think it all depends where you finished, where Spurs finished, what those players want to achieve. Do they want to stay at Bayer Leverkusen for a year in the Champions League? Look, they got some great players at Bayer Leverkusen. Again, another club that show if you scout quality, you don't have to spend massive. Look at the quality players they have scouted. That's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about quality. I'm not talking about buying Mbappe's and Haaland's, but quality scouting is what's needed. Dave H, good morning to you. Good morning, Savva and chat. We just ain't got enough up top at the moment. Not good enough. I agree. A Sai Dancer, big up to you. Good morning, Sai. I said, Savva, I'm done with inverted wing backs. Yeah, do you know what? I don't mind if one inverts. I really don't think you need both inverting. It just makes the pitch very narrow. Finn has said Brennan Johnson is an orthodox winger. Problem is he is shite. I feel for him. I just don't think he's good enough. I don't think he's good enough for this level. I really don't. I don't think he has any impact when he comes on. Look. AJ said, I respect you, Savva. You can be a little bullish, as can we all, but you take your time to engage your audience and you read most comments regardless of their opinion in a respectful way. I do try my best, my friend. I do try my best. But on that note, big up to each and every one of you. Smash the like button. Please do subscribe if you haven't already. I will be back tonight for the Everton Palace watch along. I've got a video coming out this afternoon as well. Fun enough. It's called Time, Patience and Quality Needed. So please get over there. Give that a watch. Please smash the like button on that. Much love to you all. Let me know right now, actually, before we do. I can do a show tomorrow. If not, I can wait till Wednesday. So we've got a bit of a gap. Let me know what you want to do. Probably best to leave it till Wednesday. But you guys let me know. If you want another show tomorrow, we can do it. If not, we can wait until Wednesday. It's all down to you guys. As it is, much love. Really do appreciate you all tuning in. And I'll see you tonight as we do the Everton versus Palace game and talk some more football. Take care, everyone. Much love. And as always, come on, you Spurs.